Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I will solve Cambridge IGCSE Paper 2, October, November 2022. Now let's start the paper. Question 1. The diagram shows an isosceles triangle. Find the value of x. You see here, this is an isosceles triangle. This side is called base, unequal side is called base. And you know the base having the same angle in isosceles triangle, therefore that angle will be 34 degrees. Now the angles in the triangles are x degree plus and 34 and 34 degree. The sum of these interior angles will be equal to 180. That is the property of sum of interior angle of a triangle. Now then x will be equal to x plus 68 equal to 180 degree. Then x will be equal to 180 minus 68. The answer is 112 and we write it here. Next is the part simplify. Question 2, y into 27 minus y into 77. Now we write it as 27y minus 77y. Now we subtract the coefficient, we get minus 50y is the answer. Next is the find the sum of 3 square plus and minus 3 square. 3 square plus minus 3 square. The answer will be 9 plus minus minus 9 and the answer equal to 0. In the next part, question 4, now to expand this expression, firstly we multiply x into 3 and x into x square. The answer will be 3x plus x into x is x cubed. Now go to the next question. Question 5. Gina buys 2.4 meter of ribbon and 4.8 meter of fabric. The cost is $33.48 and ribbon cost $3.85 per meter. The cost of 1 meter of fabric. Now you see here 1 meter ribbon cost. 1 meter ribbon cost is 0.85 per meter and the 2.4 meter ribbon cost will be equal to 2.4 meter ribbon cost will be equal to 0.85 multiplied 2.4. And same here is the we have to find the cost of 1 meter of fabric. Now we suppose let the fabric 1 meter fabric cost 1 meter fabric cost is equal to, we write it as equal to 4.8, sorry, we write it as x. Now let the 1 meter fabric cost is x and the 4.8 meter fabric cost will be equal to, we can write it as x multiply, this is the x multiply 4.8. That's value equal to 4.8x dollar. Now this is the, we write the dollar here, $4.8 x dollar. Now we have to, the total cost is 33.48. Now this total cost will be equal to 0.85 into 2.4 plus 4.8 into x. That is the expression of total cost. That value will be equal to 0.33.48 dollar. That's equal to $33.48. Now you see here 0.85 multiplied 2.4. That value will be equal to 2.04. 2.04 plus 4.8x. That's equal to 33. Now 4.8x will be equal to 33.48 minus 2.04. Now this answer will be equal to 31.44. Now you see here 31.44 divided by 4.8 equal to 6.55. Now we write it 6.55. 55. 31.44 divided by 4.8, that is equal to 6.55. This is the answer. Now the next part, next question. These are the first five terms of sequence. To find the next two terms or in the sequence. You see here, in the sequence first, the difference, first we see the difference between consecutive terms. You see here the difference is -1, and that is difference is 23 minus 26 is -3, and second difference is -5, and that is -7. It means the next value will be -9. When we add 11 minus 9, so the answer is 2, and next will be -11. The next value will be 2 plus -11 will be equal to -9. Therefore, 2 minus 9 is the answer. Part B, the table shows the information about two different sequences. Sequence A, 3, 10, 17, 24, 31, and sequence B, 2, 11, 26, 47, and 74. Complete the table. Now we write the sequence A here. Now, firstly, we find the difference between each term. Now we see that 10 minus 3 is 7. Next difference is also 7 and 7. Next is for 31, 34 is 7. Therefore, the sequence is linear sequence. In the linear sequence, the nth term will be equal to an plus b. Now the value of a is the difference between two terms. 10 minus 3 is a, and that is equal to 7. Now we write it 7n, and the b can be found by taking the difference between 3 and 7. The difference between 3 minus 7, that is equal to -4, and that is the b is -4. Now this is the nth term of sequence A. Now in the sequence B, the sequence is 2, 11, 26, 47, 74, 24. Firstly, we take the difference between 11 and minus and 2 is 9, and 26 minus 11 is 15, and same as 47 minus 11, 26 is 21, and that is next is 74 minus 47 is 27. You see here the difference is not same, therefore this is not a linear sequence. Now we check the second difference. In the second difference, you see here 15 minus 9 is 6, and 21 minus 15 is 6, and 27 minus 21 is 6. Therefore, this is the quadratic sequence. Now we can write it, this is quadratic sequence. In the quadratic sequence, the sequence in terms of an square plus bn plus c. Now, firstly, we find the an square. Now, the a is can be found by the difference, second difference, we divide it by 2, we get the answer 3. Now, 3n square, we make the 3n, the sequence with the 3n square. Now, the 3n square, we can write it as 3 into 1 square, 3 into 2 square, 3 into 3 square, and 3 into 4 square. Now, you see here, that value becomes 3, and 2 to the 4 to the 12, and 9 into 3 is 27, and 3 into 4, 16, 48. Now you will take the difference between these two terms. When you take the difference, 3 minus, that's equal to 1 minus 1, and this is the difference is -1, and this difference is -1 and -1. It means when we subtract the value 3n square minus 1, we get the same value in this sequence. Therefore, the nth term will be 3n square minus 1 will be the nth term. You can see here, we can find all terms by subtracting 3 into 1 square, 3 into 2 square. By subtracting 1, we get the answer of the sequence. Then we subtract 1 from 3n square, we get the nth term. This is the nth term. Sequence is quadratic is 3n square minus 1 is the answer. Now let's go to next question. Question 7. Without using calculator, work out 5 over 9 minus 1 over 6. So you're working, give your answer as a fraction in simplest form. Now we solve it 5 over 9 minus 1 over 6. You see here the denominator of both fraction is not same. Now we make the denominator same. Now we multiply by 2 this fraction and we multiply by 3 this fraction. The denominator becomes same, that's equal to 18, and 5 times 2 is 10 minus 3, and the answer is 7 over 18 is the answer. Now the question number 8, you see here, Barry records the number of hours if 8 people spent exercising 5, 2, 1.5, 3, 18, 4.5, and 2. Find the median. First, we rearrange the data. 1.5 is the first value. 1.5, 2, 3, 4, and the remaining values is 4.5, and then is 5, and then is 18. Now, median is the middle value of the data. You see here the number of values is 8 plus 1 value, now 8 plus 1 value, and 8 plus 1 the third value. Now, you see here that is equal to 9 over 2, and that is equal to 4.5, 4.8 value. Now it means the fourth and fifth value is the median. We take the average of these two values. 4, 3 into 5, that is, this is the median value. Now we take the average, 3 plus 4 over 2. This is the median. And that is equal to 7 over 2, that is 3.5 is the answer. Now B part explain why mean may not be suitable average to be. Because the data is having the extreme value, therefore mean may not be suitable. Now we write it. Uh, Data having extreme value, having extreme values. Okay. Now in the next question, you see here the diagram shows three triangles A, B, and C. Which two of triangles are congruent? Now the congruent triangle, firstly we see the if three sides equals or two sides and angle equal, and we have system another property double AS. Now you see here the two angles given, therefore double AS property will be applied. Now we see here this angle is 60 to 25 and having a side 6. Now this is 60 and 25, but the side is opposite to 60 degree. Now we have to take that triangle which having the side having the angle 60 and 25. Now you see here this triangle is the congruent triangle to triangle A. Now you can write it A and C are congruent to each other. Now next is the draw a ring about the congruence criteria. It's very simple. You see here two angles in one side, therefore ASA property, or you can say double A property also. Now next is the question. Question can calculate part A 2000 multiply 1.2 power 3. Now 2000 multiply 1.2 power 3 is 1.728. 728. Now we multiply this by 2000. Now multiply by 2000. Now 2000 multiply 1.728. The answer is 3456. Now the answer is 3456. In part B, 2 into 1 over 8 multiply 6 over 17. 2 times is 8 is 16 plus 1 is 17 over 8. Firstly, we convert into mixed fraction and the fraction, second fraction is written as it is. Now you see here 17 will be cancelled and 6 over 8 and that is equal to 2 times 3 is 6 and 2 times 4 is 4. Now the answer is 3 over 4. Now the next question, see here the 4.5 into cos 30 degree minus 2, 30 degree over square root 3 minus 2. Now you see here cos 30 is square root 3 over 2. Now we write it 4.5 multiply square root 3 over 2 and our square root 3 minus 2. Now we can write it as 4.5 multiply square root 3 over 2 divided by square root 3 now minus 2 and that is equal to 4.5 multiply square root 1 over 2 into square root 3 divided by square root 3 minus 2, that's equal to 1 and we get 4.5 over 2 minus 2. Now that value will be equal to 2.25 minus 2. Now we divided 2.25 and that is equal to 0.25 is the answer. Question 11. The graph of y equal to x minus 3 into x plus b into x plus 2 intersects the y-axis at minus 30. Find the value of p. When the line or graph intersects the y-axis, at the y-axis the coordinate will be equal to 0 into minus 30. That's the x coordinate will be 0 and the y coordinate will be minus 30 and this, therefore now we substitute the value in this graph. Here the y is minus 30, x is taken as 0, 0 minus 3, 0 plus b, 0 plus 2 and that's equal to minus 3b into 2 minus 30 and that is equal to minus 6b equal to 30 and very simple b will be equal to minus 30 over minus 6 that's equal to 5. B is the 5 answer. Now when x is greater than 0 the graph crosses the x-axis once. Write down the coordinates of this point. When the graph crosses x-axis the y will be 0. Therefore, we substitute the value here 0 equal to x minus 3, x plus 5, x plus 5, and x plus 2. And therefore, we see here x minus 3 is greater than 0. We take this point x equal to 3, x minus 3 equal to 0, we get x equal to 3. And as is x plus 5 equal to 0, x equal to minus 5, and same as x equal to plus 2 equal to 0, the answer is x equal to minus 2. But x is greater than 0, we take this value and add this x equal to 0, y is 0, the coordinate will be 0, 3 is the answer because x is greater than 0. Now here the next question is x 3 square into 5 square. 12 question 12 x equal to 3 square plus 5 into 5 square into 7 into 199 power 57 written as product of prime factor. X is divided by 315 as a product of its prime factor. Firstly, we find the prime factor of 315. Now you see here 315 is equal to 3 square into 5 into 7. Now x equal to 3 square into 5 square into 7 into 199 57. We divided that at 315 on that side and also on right side. You see here, this is the 3 square into 5 square into 7 into 199 power 57, and 315 can be written as 3 square into 5 into 7. Now, 3 square will be cancelled, 7 will be cancelled, and 5 square into divided by 5, that is equal to 5 into 199 power 57 is the answer. Question 13, table shows the information of the mass of each 50 children. You see here, these are the mass and cumulative frequency values. Now draw the cumulative frequency diagram to show this information. In cumulative frequency graph, between the upper bound values and the cumulative frequency values. Now the upper bound values is given in the table. Now we mark these points. Firstly, you see here the first value is 20 to 0. Now that is the mass is 20 and cumulative frequency 0. We mark this 20 to 0. And next is K is 22 less than 22. Now that against that 22 the value is 7, and this value is 7, 5, 6, 7. And next value you see 24 to 23, that is the 20, 24, and we move upward to, and we see the 23, that value is 23 here. And next is the 28 to 35, you see it 28, and we move upward, and 28 to 35, this value will be 35. And second is the 32 to 43, and we move 32 to 43, that value will be 41, 42, 43. Now 36 to 47, uh, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. This value is 47. And last is 42 to 50, and this is the value is 42, and that is equal to 52. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 42, and that word is 50. Now we join all these points, and this is the graph of the cumulative frequency diagram. Okay. Now use your graph to estimate the 90th percentile. 90th percentile means the 90th 90 over 100 multiply the frequency is 50. Its value. This is the 90th percentile will be the 90 over 100 into 50th value. This is the frequency. Now we see that the 45th value, now we mark the point 45 in the cumulative frequency, and we see the mass against this value is 45. Now we mark to draw the line here, and it meets on this position, and we see the mass against this value. 45th value, the mass is okay, and this value is equal to 32.8, and that is equal to 33. This is the 33 kg mass on 90th percentile, and this is the answer. Question 14, 156 girl and 144 boys each measure the distance in centimeters. Each child whose jump distance greater than 160 centimeters gets a certificate. Work out estimate total number of children who get certificate. Now you see here that value shows the 160 centimeter upper quartile value, and this shows the median value. It means the number of students who jump more than 160 is the half of the students in girls. Therefore, there are 136 girls, and the median value shows 136 half, as this is the value is 68 girls. This is the upper quartile value. It means that value shows the 3/4 of the 144, and that value is 1 and 36,108, and the total is 144. Therefore, the students who jump more than 160, that is 144 minus 108. Now the answer is 36. Now, therefore, the total number of girls who jump more than is 160 centimeter. The girls are 68 and boys are 36. Therefore, the answer is 104 boys and girls who jump more than 160 centimeter. This is the answer. The diagram shows a quadrilateral. Give a geometrical reason why this is a cyclic quadrilateral. In the cyclic quadrilateral, we see the diagonal angles. Sum of diagonal angle is 180. Then this triangle will be cyclic quadrilateral. Now you see here the opposite angle, diagonally opposite angle. Sum of diagonally opposite angle is equal to 180. Therefore, and the second angle we take the 85 plus 95. The sum of this angle is also 180. Therefore, this is the cyclic quadrilateral. Now we see that we can say that sum of opposite diagonally opposite angles are supplementary. That is the cyclic quadrilateral property. Now the next question. Question 16 shades the region indicated in each Venn diagram G intersection H dash. Now the region H. Firstly, we divide this diagram into region. Now this is the region A, B, C, and D. We name it, and the region G having the A and B, and region H having H dash is the A and D. Now, when we take the intersection, we see here the intersection is only A, and this is the we shade this region. This is the G intersection H dash. Now seen in this Venn diagram, we see here the region the region J is A, B, C, D, and K is F, G, H, I. Now we mark it. J region is A, B, C, D, and K dash region, the region other than K. You see here A, C, H, I, A, C, H, I, because the K dash the elements of the universal set except the element of K. Now we mark the region other than K is A, C, H, I. Now we take union is J union K dash. The region will be A, B, C, D, H, and I. Now L region having the element C, D, E, H. Now take the common. Now that is C is common, D is common, H is common. Therefore, we shade the region C, D, H. This is C, D, C, and H. The region we shaded, and this is the shaded region of Venn diagram. Now, in the next part, B, the Venn diagram shows the information about the number of elements in A, B, C, and universal set. Given that the information complete the Venn diagram, A intersection B intersection C, this region is A intersection B is that is one. A union B union C dash, it means the region A union B union C, the region of the universal other than A union B union C. The other than A union B union C, the outside the region is A union B union C dash, and that is the 17 element. And next is the N of C is 42. Now N of C is 42, and therefore 7 plus 1 plus 2 plus this position, we suppose the name is equal to 42. That value will be equal to 10. 42 minus 10 is 32. Therefore, the answer is 32 of this region. Now, this is the Venn diagram of part B. Now, go to the next question. Question 17, f of x equal to x squared. Now find the f of minus 3. We substitute the value in this equation. F of minus 3 will be equal to minus 3 whole square, and that is equal to 9. That is the answer. And g inverse of x, we have to find g inverse of x. Now we use g of x is equal to x plus 5 over 2. Now we name it as y. Now let's let y equal to g of x. Therefore, x will be equal to g inverse of y. Now we make a subtract x. Now that value is y equal to x plus 5 over 2. Therefore, that is equal to 2y minus 5. X equal to 2y minus 5. Therefore, we can write it x equal to 2y minus 5 and x equal to g inverse of y. And therefore 2y minus, and we replace x by y, sorry, y by x. Therefore that is equal to g inverse of x will be equal to 2x minus x minus 5 is the answer. Part C, solve g f of x in equal to h into x inverse 63. Now you see g f of x. Now we write the value of f of x as x squared. That's equal to h into h inverse of 63. Now g of x function is x plus 5 over 2. We write it x plus 5 over 2. There is the x. Now there is given x square. And we substitute x square as it is. That is equal to h into h inverse 63. X squared plus 5 over 2. And that is h into h inverse. Now the h inverse will be cancelled. That is equal to 63 x squared plus 5 over 2. Now the value become x squared plus 5 will be equal to 63 multiplied by 2. And the answer is x squared will be equal to 126 minus 5. And this is the x squared equal to 121. I'll take the square root on both sides. We get x equal to 11 is the answer. Question 18, write 0.419 as a fraction in simplest form. You must show all your working. Here this is the recurring decimal number. Now we suppose this number x equal to 0.419, the double dots. It means 0.4191919 and it continues. Now, firstly, we separate the non-recurring digits. If we multiply it by 10, this decimal, the recurring decimal becomes 4.1919 and 19 and so on. Now, next is we multiply this, we name is the first equation. And in the second equation, we multiply by number 100 to this equation 1. When we multiply by 100, we get 100,000x, and the decimal number becomes 4.419.1919 and so on. And this is the equation 2. Now we subtract these both equations, the equation 1, equation 2 from equation 1, that is only 1000 minus 10x, that's equal to 419 minus 4.19, we get 415.00. Now you can write it, subtract equation 2 from equation 1. From 1. Now that value equals 990x equal to 415. Therefore, x will be equal to, now x will be equal to 415 over 99. Now we divide it by 5. That's equal to 583, and 5 is the 40 and 5 is the 50. And this fraction divided by, we divide this denominator by 5, we get 5 1s are 5, and 5 9s are 45, and 5 8s are 45. Therefore, x equal to 83 over 198 is the answer. Katie picks a number random from the number 2, 3, and 5. She then picks a number at random from number 5, 6, and 7. She adds these numbers and the answer is event x. Find probability exactly one of the number is picked is a 5. Now to find the probability of that event, we have to find the outcome of this sample space. Now you see here the numbers. She picks the number 2, 3, 5, and then she picks another number 5, 6, 7, and 9. She adds these numbers 5 plus 2, 7, 5 plus 3, 8, 5 plus 4, 10, and same as 6 plus 2, 6 plus 3, 6 plus 5, and 7 plus 2, 7 plus 3, and 7 plus 5, 12, and 9 plus 11, 3, 12, and 9 plus 5 is 14. He choose the number which is given. Now the even numbers are 8, 10, 8, 10, 12, 12, 14. And the outcome of this simple space, the outcome of this simple space, we write it here. You see, this is the 5, 3. Then second outcome, 5, 5, 6, 2, 6, 7, 3, and 7, 5, 9, 12, 9, 14. Now, she choose the outcome in which exactly one of the numbers picked is satisfied. The event of this probability is the exactly one of the number is a 5. Now you see here this 5 3 and 7 5. Now this is the 9 5 and this 9 5. The sample space of this experiment is 5 3 7 5 9 5. 5 5 will not be included because exactly one of the number is 5. If there is two numbers are 5. Now the probability of this event will be equal to total number of outcome of the event divided by total number of outcome of sample space. Now here the total outcome is 3 and total sample is, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3 over 7 is the answer. Question 20, simplify fully 81 x power 16 into 3 power 3 over 4. Now, 81 can be written as 3 power 4 when we factorize it. 81, we get that 3 power 4. Here the x base power is 16 and whole power is 3 over 4. Now we open the bracket, therefore 3 power 4 multiply 3 over 4 and 3x power 16 multiply 3 over 4. You see here that 3 power 3 is 27 and 3 power 4, 4 for the 16 and we get x power 12. And this is the answer, 27 into x power 12. Next is the part B. You see here 1 over y squared power minus 1 over 2. Now we can write it as y power minus 1 over 2 into minus 1 over 2. When we shift the denominator to the numerator, the power of this variable become positive. Now we multiply this minus 1, 2 into 1 over minus 1 over 2. That's value become 1 power 5 power 1. This is the answer. Question 21. The solid is made by cutting a small cone from larger cone. The height of cone is 12.5. The height of solid is 5.5. Diameter of base of the larger is 9.2. Work out the volume of solid. To find the volume of solid, firstly we have to find the radius of the smaller cone. Now here you see here the diameter of the smaller cone whose name is P1 and the larger cone is P2 and the height of smaller cone is named as X1. This is the height of smaller cone and this is the height of larger cone. Now we name it X2 and this is X1. Now we substitute the value. Diameter of smaller is P1 and diameter of larger cone is 9.2. Height of the smaller cone is 7 because here the total length is 12.5. When we remove this length from 12.5, the answer will be 7 centimeter and we write it here. H1 is 7 and H2 you see here this is 12.5 centimeter. Now the P1 will be equal to 7 over 12.5 multiplied 9.2 centimeter. Now the 7 multiplied 9.2 divided by 12.5, the answer is 5.152. The diameter here is 5.152. 5.152. This is the diameter of the smaller cone. Now the radius of this smaller cone, we name it as R1 and that is equal to 5.152 divided by 2. The answer will be divided by 2. The value 2.576. Now the radius of larger cone is 4.6. Total volume of the smaller cone is subtracted from the volume of the larger cone. Here the volume of the solid will be equal to volume of larger cone minus volume of smaller cone. Now volume of larger cone formula is 1 over 3 pi r cubed minus 1 over 3 pi r square h into 1 over 3 pi r square small square h. Now here you can see 1 over 3 pi is taken as a common. R square, R is the radius of the larger cone which is 4.6 square, height is 12.5 and small r square is 2.576 square into height is 7. Now we calculate it. Now 1 over 3 into 3.142 is 4 into 4.6 square multiplied 12.5 minus 2.576 whole square multiplies 7, and that value is equal to 228.3. This is the answer. 228.3 centimeter cube is the answer. The volume of two similar objects are 56 and 875 cubic centimeter. The height of smaller is 18 centimeter. Find the height of larger object. Now we suppose that the volume of larger is V1 and volume of smaller object is V2. The height of smaller is H2 and that is H1. Now the ratio of V1 or V2, these are two similar objects. Therefore, cube of the corresponding side of these objects will be equal to the ratio of these volumes. Now the corresponding sides ratio will be H1 over H2 whole cube will be equal to the ratio of these two ratio of the volume of these two similar objects. Now we substitute the value 875 and V2 is 56. H1 you see here is H1. We have to find H1 cube and that is H2 is the 18 centimeter, that is 18 cube. Now the value become H1 whole cube is equal to 875 multiplied by 18 cube divided by 56. Now we take the cube root on both sides, therefore H1 will be equal to 875 over 56 multiplied 18 cube. Now we calculate this. Now we take the cube root of 875, that is value is 875 divided by 56 multiplied by 18 cube. Now the answer is 45. This is the height of the larger object. Now the next question is 23. In this question, you see here these are two fractions given. We take the LCM of these two fractions. The LCM will be of this fraction will be x plus 1 into 2x minus 5. Now therefore, we multiplied the first fraction by 2x minus 5. 4 multiplied 2x minus 5 plus 2 into x plus 1, and that's equal to 3, and we simplify it. That is equal to 8x minus 20 plus 2x plus 2, and now we multiplied it 2x squared minus 5x plus 2x minus 5, that is equal to 3, and that value 8x plus 2x is 10x minus 20 plus 2 is minus 18, and that is 2x squared minus 3x minus 5 equal to 3. Now we cross multiply this, that is 10x minus 18 will be equal to 2x squared, 2 3s are 6x squared minus 9x minus 15. Now that value becomes 6x squared minus 9x minus 10x minus 15 plus 18, that's equal to 0. That value becomes x squared minus 19x plus 3 equal to 0. 6x squared minus 19x plus 3 equal to 0. Now we factorize this equation. We multiply 6 times 3 is 18. The factor will be 18 into 1. When we add these two numbers, we get 19 and multiply by 18 into 1, we get 15. Now therefore we can write it 19 is a minus 18x minus x plus 3, and this, and we take the common in both values. Now 6x is the common, that is x minus 3, and minus 1 is the common, x minus 3. Now two factors here, 6x minus 1 into x minus 3 equal to 0. These are two factors. Now we can write it 6 minus x equal to 0 or x minus 3 equal to 0. That is equal to x equal to 1 over 6, and that is equal to x equal to 3. And this is the answer, x 1 over 6, and that is x equal to 3.